Beautiful people, first and foremost, give it up for yourselves for taking to the streets today. It is so important that every single one of you made this your priority today, because we are in a state of emergency. I know people have spoken to this, but we are in a state of emergency. For a long time, refusefascism.org, which I helped found in 2016. For a long time, we have said Donald Trump is a fascist, and he is bringing fascism to America. He is changing the form of rule in this country. Fascism is not just a curse word. It's not just an insult. It's not just what you say when somebody is worse than anybody who's come before. Fascism means that they change the form of rule. So you have no rights. You have no due process. You have no recourse in the courts. You have no space for dissent, not from the streets rising up or even from within the halls of power. That's why Trump is threatening to arrest the governor of this state, the mayor of this city. That's why they attacked Senator Padilla. They're making examples, and if they will do that to elected officials, think what they will do to regular people and what they are already doing. So we said this is fascism. And the lesson of history is you must stop fascism before it becomes too late. That's right, Trump must go. But I will tell you, sisters and brothers, beautiful people, we used to say, we need to stop this before it becomes too late. But we don't say that anymore because the emergency is upon us. The emergency is now. And we need to act like the emergency it is, which is why you came out today, but why we are not done. Why we have to go forward from today. And fascism in this country, it is a change in the form of rule, but it is a change that enables and enforces a particular political program. It is open, aggressive reassertion of white supremacy. It is open hatred of women and LGBT people. It's patriarchy on steroids. And it is xenophobic, America First, hateful nationalism with the roundups and the disappearances and the threats against countries and the bombing of other countries against and in violation of international and domestic law. So this is a program that we cannot tolerate. And it is a program that if it is not stopped now, it will become too late. And to all those who say, we gotta rally, but then we gotta work to the elections, because that's how you change things in this country. Bullshit. Waiting for the elections to stop the fascism of Trump MAGA is like seeing a guy falling to the ground with a heart attack. He can't get air in his chest. He's literally in cardiac arrest, and you say, oh, don't worry. We have a routine appointment coming up in a year and a half. No, we can't wait a year and a half for the elections. This needs to be stopped now. And there is only one force that can be relied on to defeat Donald Trump's fascism and remove it from power. And it must be removed from power. It must be removed from power. Because as long as they're in power, they will bulldoze over even the most powerful opposition and protest, and they will advance on many fronts at once and overwhelm us. We have to get off the defensive. We have to remove them from power, and there is only one force that can do that. And it is the masses of people, the decent people in this country, and there are tens and tens of millions of them. And we have seen them in the streets on No King's Day, 5 million at least, in 2,000 cities. But here's what needs to happen. And here's what we need to be part of effecting, making happen. We need to move from protest, as important, as righteous as that has been, from mass protest to going on the political offensive to drive the regime from power. This needs to be nonviolent, but it needs to be massive. These tens of millions need to be in the streets daily. And they need to be refusing to comply with fascist orders, refusing to remove the books from the library, refusing to stop teaching the truth about the history of this country. When ICE shows up, there should not just be 50 people showing up in emergency response. There should be 5,000 people showing up. And not just in LA, but across the country. We need to. When they come to the universities, the students should walk out. I'm telling you, Columbia University classes should be fucking canceled.
That's right.
Professors should refuse to teach in those conditions. Students should be walking out and shutting down. We can have no accommodation and no collaboration with fascism. In every institution, the doctors who are told they can't give the vaccines, the teachers who are told what they can teach, every single realm, people need to refuse to comply. And it needs to be so massive. Those millions we've seen need to do this so that we grind the machinery of Trump MAGA fascism to a halt until the regime is removed from power. So the two things I want you to take home, the two major lines we have to draw and changes we have to make is number one, and then I'll say something practical, but number one, we need to go from protesting, voicing our objection to the regime, however righteous, to going on the offensive to grind the machinery of this regime to a halt until it is removed from power. And we need to raise the demand, Trump out now! Trump out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
And if this is not our goal, then we are accommodating. And we have to struggle with our friends and our neighbors and everybody else. We need to oust this regime, and it has to happen very soon. That's number one. And number two, there are times when history pivots. We are living through a turning point in the history of this country and the history of the world because of the role this country plays. And when history goes through a sharp pivot, every single person in their personal lives has to recalibrate. Where do they stand in relation to that? And we are at a moment where the number one priority, the number one immediate priority and highest focus of every single decent person's life needs to be acting collectively to remove this regime from power. Number one priority. That's what it means to be decent. That's what it would have meant to be decent in the rise of Hitler. That's what it means to be decent today when our neighbors are being disappeared, terrorized, kidnapped, warehoused in alligator Auschwitz with more detention concentration camps being built by the day. This has to be everybody's number one priority. Not I come to a protest every month or so, but then I gotta take my kids to soccer, I gotta take care of my career, I gotta plan for this vacation or that other thing. No. In a time of consolidating fascism, our number one priority is stopping fascism. And that doesn't mean you can't go for a walk. It doesn't mean you don't take your dog out. It doesn't mean you don't have a picnic. It means it is the highest priority. Not the only thing you do, but the highest priority. And that applies to all of us, and it needs to apply to all of those millions who we have seen in their hearts stand up against this regime. They have shown themselves as a political force that is powerful enough, if they acted differently, to create the level of political crisis where this regime would be removed from power. They have shown that power, but they are not yet acting in the ways that must be done. And so it's on us to, first of all, model that action, put ourselves on the line, and second of all, struggle with them like the future depends on it, like the lives of our sisters and brothers from different parts of the world who are residing in this country now depend on it, because they do. So the final thing I want to say is this Monday, it is the day that originally birthright citizenship was set to expire. in half the country because of Donald Trump. It has been temporarily stayed by the courts. It is completely unconstitutional. It is illegal. It is fascist, but that doesn't mean he won't get away with it somehow. But it is not going into effect on Monday. That's a good thing. But it's still hanging over people's heads. So we have chosen Monday as a national day to begin no business as usual. A different kind of protest where we are going out and disturbing the air of the decent people, telling them no normalization. I see this brother here with the whistle. Would you blow the whistle for me? We're asking people to go out with whistles. Thank you. Whistles, pots and pans, noisemakers, or if you're in your car, use your horn. At noon, outside workplaces, outside ICE detention centers, make noise and call on people in the institutions, in hospitals, in schools, and in other institutions to refuse to comply with Trump MAGA fascist orders. Call on people to join your protest and hand out the whistles. Let everybody know. In addition to the emergency response apps, if you see ICE violating people's rights, you blow that whistle. If you hear that whistle, you come running and you show up. This is a way to make noise, and it's a tool. And then at 6 o'clock, gather in your neighborhoods. Gather, or if you're in transit, lay into the horn. Once again, blow the whistle for 15 minutes. We want a noise demonstration. And people are doing this across the country. It's starting in certain neighborhoods, but it's got to grow. At 6 o'clock for 15 minutes, bang on pots and pans, blow the whistle, make noise, and when your neighbors come out and say, quiet down, you say, no, here's why. We have fascism in power. We have got to drive it out. And when they say to you, yeah, I agree, but I'm trying to watch TV, you say, no. We can't have business as usual. Everybody's got to make this their priority and tell them to join you. Yes. And so that this spreads. Every week we make noise. Every week we make noise for 15 minutes. It's a way of showing ourselves, giving courage and backing and community to those who are going to stand up and put it on the line. Yes. And there are more plans that are going to be coming that you need to be part of making together with us. So if you are not yet, you need to sign up with refusefascism.org. Sign up on the sign-up sheet that I'm sure is out here, or sign up online. Right here is a sign up over here, or you can open it on your phone, refusefascism.org, and sign up. This is a movement to unite everybody from different political perspectives, to stand together shoulder to shoulder. We don't agree on everything, but we do agree that we cannot accept a fascist America, and we need to unite to accomplish that. So Monday, wherever you are, at noon and 6 p.m., and do it where you can in organized groupings, and spread the whistle. I love seeing all the whistles out here. Let's hear everybody with the whistle. And when people come and say, why are you so noisy? Get ready to tell them, because Trump is a fascist and we are in a state of emergency and we've got to act to drive him from power. That's right. So I want to once again salute you for coming out here. I want to say stay connected, stay involved, make time for this, bring your ideas, your energy, your money, your resources, your networks, your creativity, your conscience, and join me in putting your fist in the air. And we're going to take this pledge one more time. In the name of humanity.